Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jason.
And I'm TC. Last few episodes, we've been talking about the preamble as the mission statement. But as a reminder, the Constitution grants we the people rights. It limits the authority of government.
We're going to say that over and over again.
It might be our standard introduction.
It might be. As far as the episodes we've done, the two episodes we've done prior, in the first episode, we talked quite a bit about how we feel like the preamble has been neglected by academia, by Congress, by the media. When's the last time you heard a pundit or a journalist mention the preamble for anything?
You hear about the Pledge of Allegiance, which quite honestly is a bunch of bullshit.
It's great for grade school kids when you're trying to establish the beginnings of patriotism or whatever, but
the indoctrination.
So that was the first episode, was that we feel like the preamble is pretty severely neglected as an important part of the Constitution. The second episode, we discussed the origins of the preamble and how the language of it ended up there in the first place. It wasn't the first thing that they wrote, that it was the culmination of things after 12 years of turmoil. And what they established in the preamble was 6 goals that should always be the forefront of what we're trying to accomplish as a society.
What government is trying to accomplish.
Yes, the goals for government, 6 goals for government, a government of we the people, are trying to establish as a society. Back to you. Today, this episode is going to basically was derived from a conversation that I had with Claude AI, and a reduced version of that conversation will be in the show notes. I'd encourage you to just kind of read through it. It's very interesting. I thought it was anyway. But it offered us up the bullet points that we're going to share with you today.
And the 6 goals.
And the 6 goals. That's correct.
Okay, so I'm going to read the preamble. Jason's going to point out the 6 goals. It said, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union.
Goal number 1.
Establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish the Constitution for the United States of America.
There it is.
Now, one of the really interesting things about these 6 goals is that they don't all agree with each other.
They create a natural tension, and we're going to talk about that in the show notes. It's an interesting, I don't know.
So domestic tranquility and common defense don't necessarily
always play well with each other.
And justice and the more perfect union, they got, how much of our liberties do you want to give up in order for security?
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin said you shouldn't give a penny.
So, some of the things. The preamble doesn't belong to the left or the right. I think that's really huge. It predates the entire partisan divide that we know today.
I think it's really huge too. That there's nothing about the preamble that is inherently conservative, inherently liberal, inherently Democrat or Republican. It's just goals. It's philosophical in nature.
Yeah, and because there's a natural tension, there's room for debate.
Matter of fact, the tension between the 6 goals is the land where honest debate lies. TC and I have talked about this a bunch lately, about how The one question we've been trying to answer from the beginning is, just how free should we be? That's the reality. There's no such thing as total freedom. As a matter of fact, in Federalist 51, James Madison said that if men were angels, no government would be required. But the fact is, we aren't, and government is required. So if government is required, that means 100% freedom is off the table. And if 100% freedom is off the table, I mean, that would be anarchy, right? 100%
Chaos.
freedom, chaos. If everybody was just allowed to do whatever they want and there was no consequences, no justice, no, any of that, we know that we can't be 100% free. So if we can't be 100% free, just how free should we be? That's where our liberties come in. And that is where this honest debate among the 6 goals exists. The tension.
The goals, the preamble, is not a political measuring stick. It doesn't belong to the left or the right. It's an American measuring stick.
With respect to answering that question of just how free should we be, those 6 goals define how we describe our free society. That they define what we're after.
When you hold up any policy, ruling, or legislation to the 6 goals, the partisan noise fades. Just look at any kind of bill that's trying to go through Congress right now, and you can see just by what it is who's pushing it.
And if I don't care if you're the farthest right Republican or the farthest left Democrat, if you just take a singular policy or ruling or issue and you hold it up to the 6 goals in the preamble, I promise you will find yourself not thinking about the partisan divide. Yeah. You will find yourself using those 6 goals as a measuring stick for that issue.
So if you hold it up to the 6 goals, what remains is a simple question. Does this serve the people? Every law passed, every court ruling, every executive action can be examined under the same lens, regardless of which party introduced it. It removes the team sport, quote, team sport, from politics and replaces it with a standard everyone already agrees to. Remember, we talked about the left, the right, the push, the pull. You're on the 1 yard line and ready to hit the goal, but the other party wins, and so now you're shoving it back the other way, or you could use it as a tug of war. Whichever metaphor you like, if it doesn't meet up with the 6 goals, then this stuff goes away. The 6 goals create natural tension with each other, and that tension is where honest debate lives, not on a left-right axis. No politician, party, or movement owns the preamble, which means that no one can hide behind it either.
That's a good point. Which is probably one of the reasons you don't hear people talking about it a lot, because they can't use it as a shield. But anyway.
If your policy can't survive scrutiny under the 6 goals, it doesn't matter which party proposed it, and it should fail. Now, the challenge I have for all of you is dealing with your representatives at the state, local, or at the federal level. Your state and local swear an oath to support and defend the Constitution of your state, but it also normally includes support and defend the Constitution of the United States. So they're doing a double oath, whereas the federal level, it's to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I took that oath 8 times.
Wow.
In my Navy career. Every time I got promoted, because it was a new oath of office. Every time when I got my scholarship to when I graduated to when I was or signed on to be permanent in ROTC, and then went into when I was promoted. Every level that I was promoted, I gave another oath of office, because it was a new oath. It's the same oath that the president does, the same oath that the representatives do. Now, the difference between my oath and what the president and those folks did and the enlisted oath is that the enlisted oath contains a phrase about obeying the orders, the lawful orders of those appointed over me. Where mine is straight: support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So, if your policy can't support the scrutiny of the 6 goals, it doesn't matter which party proposed it. Go back to my challenge to you is to hold your congresspeople feet to the fire.
And go ahead.
If you get a chance to confront them, ask them what the preamble means to them. How do they support the preamble? Because that's the lens with which they should be working through.
You were the one that said the other day when we were talking about this that Congress should be reciting the preamble instead of the Pledge of Allegiance.
You get this Pledge of Allegiance. Every time that there's a committee meeting, they're standing up and they're doing the Pledge of Allegiance. And that's a rule that the current parties in power have pushed through. Okay, what's the point? Because my oath is to the Constitution. All of their oaths are to the Constitution. It is a pro forma, is that the word I'm looking for? It's theater.
Yeah.
And instead, they should be reciting the preamble, because those actually contain the goals.
In 1905, the preamble was argued in, I think it was Jacobson versus Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
And the Supreme Court went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled that the preamble could not be used as a mechanism or an instrument to grant or restrict power. And to me,
because it doesn't contain any restrictions.
That was the right ruling. This is our language. The language in the preamble especially, I mean, obviously the whole Constitution, but the language of the preamble especially is not, as we said in the beginning, it's not Republican language, it's not Democrat language.
It's American.
It's American language. It's civilian language. These are your words.
You and I can understand this. It doesn't take a scholar to interpret it.
That's right. And that's what they wanted. And that's what we want. We don't want a unifying document that requires a scholar to interpret.
And if it takes a scholar to interpret it, it's too complicated.
Exactly.
And we, the people, if we can't understand it, then they're just going to baffle us with bullshit.
What else? Go back to the preamble, y'all. Go back to the preamble. Read it.
Please. And if you like this, please like and subscribe.
And tell your mom and them.
And your children, because you know what? I would love to see somebody in a government class challenge his teacher.
Yeah.
Because I do not remember anyone at any point did we talk about the preamble.
I had to learn it. I remember learning it, but there was nothing.
Granted, my class was 50 years ago.
Yeah, but there was nothing about it beyond that. I didn't learn about the history of it. Nobody mentioned to me that it was the last thing that was written and not the first thing that was written. I didn't even know who Gouverneur Morris was or that he was a revered writer. You know, we all heard about the same, Madison and Adams and Washington and Jefferson. I know who Gouverneur Morris was, but he was important. And the preamble's important. Might be the most important piece of the Constitution.
It certainly is a language that we all can understand. Anyways, if you like and subscribe, if you please, we appreciate it.
And we'll see you on the next episode.